guys, so I just wanted to bring you this update on the Jeremy Best case, and obviously we know that sadly baby Zeke was found deceased not far from his father, we believe. We don't know exactly where, but he was found near his dad. His dad was asleep naked in a sleeping bag after he'd killed Callie, his wife, Callie Jean Randall. He had his first court appearance today, and it was just the initial arraignment with information, and he was on Zoom via Bonneville, or Bonneville, however you guys say it, county jail. Now, getting information has been very hard, and we know he's in the correct jail, but he's not registered on their website as an inmate as of yet. So we are trying to get the documentation. But he had his initial arraignment. To me, he seemed compos mentis in parts of that, where when they talked about the attorneys, his response was, "They're not my attorneys." And he sounded very compos mentis, and they want him to have a assessment. We will reconvene with them on the 12th, back in the courtroom, I'm assuming on Zoom. If I can bust in, I will. I will do it. But I'm going to play you the court appearance. It's not actually massively that long, so I'm going to play that for you now. I'll see you on the other side.
This is Judge Walker Webb, the Bonneville County Jail present.
Yeah, we're present, Your Honor.
Okay, if you could turn the camera on, please, that'd be helpful. And then if you could help me adjust it so we get it set.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Hold on 1 second, Your Honor.
No?
So got it?
All right. All right, good morning. Are we good, Doug? Okay, good morning. We're on the record. This is case number CR 41-23-877, State of Idaho versus Jeremy Albert Best. My name is Judge Walker, the magistrate judge for Teton County assigned to this case. I have present here in the courtroom Ms. Bailey Smith, elected prosecuting attorney for Teton County. Also on Zoom, we have Mr. Randy Hill, prosecutor for Bonneville County. I have Mr. Jeremy Albert Best present from the Bonneville County Jail, and Mr. Jim Archibald, who has been appointed pursuant to Rule 44.3 as counsel for Mr. Best, and then Mr. John Malik, our Teton County public defender, who's assisting Mr. Archibald. I also have Mr. Loretta Welch, deputy prosecuting attorney for Teton County, and our court reporter is Miss Amy Bland. First thing I need to do is advise Mr. Best of his rights. Mr. Wright, you have the absolute right to remain silent and the privilege against self-incrimination. The state cannot force you to testify against yourself. Any statement you make is part of the record and may be used against you. You have the right to represent yourself and present your case without the aid of an attorney. You have the right to hire your own attorney to represent you in this manner. However, in this case, because of the nature of the charges, the court has appointed counsel to represent you. Under the law, you are presumed innocent unless you plead guilty or proven as such. The charges pending before you are felony matters. If you are charged with criminal complaint, which you are in this case, there must be a preliminary hearing within 14 days if you're in custody, or 21 days if you're not in custody, unless you waive that time period or unless it's otherwise stayed for other reasons. At the preliminary hearing, the court must prove that it's more probable than not that you committed the alleged crimes for which you've been charged. The state meets this minimal burden, you'll be bound over to the district court to answer for the charges, and that is where you will enter your plea. If you were to be charged by a grand jury indictment, you would be arraigned on that indictment before another court date if that were to occur. You have the right to a public and speedy trial or court trial, jury trial or court trial. If your case goes to trial, the burden would be on the state to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. At trial, you can question any witness who's going to testify against you, call your own witnesses to testify for you, as well as present evidence on your own behalf.
What are the charges?
I'll get to that momentarily, okay? If you are not satisfied with the decision of the court, you may appeal that decision to the next higher court, as long as that notice of appeal is filed within 42 days of the court's decision becoming final. Where you're in custody, you have the right to reasonable communication with your attorney and immediate family members pursuant to jail's policy. You can have bail set where the charges in this case indicate potential of the death penalty. You may not be entitled to bond. If you exercise any of these rights, they cannot be used against you. That cannot be used against you. So those are the rights that apply to you, Mr. Best. I'll now read the criminal complaint, which contains the charges against you. And then I'll also advise you of the nature of the potential penalties associated with each of those charges. Pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 3 and the sworn declaration submitted herewith, the Office of Teton County Prosecuting Attorney complains against the defendant, Jeremy Albert Best, as follows. Count 1, murder in the first degree, felony, Idaho Code 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. Penalty, minimum of 10 years up to life and/or death, and a $50,000 fine. State alleges that defendant Jeremy Albert Best, on or about November 30th, 2023, in the county of Teton, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought, and without legal justification, kill Mrs. Callie Randall Best, a human being, by shooting her in the back and/or right breast and/or right side and causing her death. Count number 2 alleges murder in the first degree, a felony, Idaho Codes 18-4001, 4002, 4003, 4004. Again, with a penalty of a minimum of 10 years up to life and/or death, or the death penalty, and a $50,000 fine.